You know those plastic wedding rings that you can get on Amazon and they're like 3 for $20? I got a bone to pick with these things. And there's a small exception to this rule, and I'll explain it at the end. But those rings represent everything that is wrong with marriage today. And I would love if you would listen and let me explain. So, I have a wedding ring. I got married 9 years ago. And there is such a big difference between a real wedding ring and a plastic one. A plastic one, they're cheap, right? Listen to this analogy. It's perfect. It's perfect for how society views marriage today. They're cheap, they're likely to break, and they're easily replaceable. No thought goes into purchasing the right one because you know it won't last anyway, right? If you get the wrong one, you can just replace it. If it breaks, you get a 3-pack, you just throw on the next one. Another thing is that you buy it for the comfort, right? Oh, it's not comfortable. I don't like wearing it every day. And also, if you get the wrong one, you can just return it and get another, right? If it's too uncomfortable, it's not exactly what you expected, you just return it and you get another one. I'm talking about the plastic ones. I'm not talking about the real ones. Another thing too is if you get one and it's kind of ugly and it's not really what you expected, right? You just return it, get another one. And if you return it early enough, you might even it might be hassle-free, right? 30-day return policy, something like that. That's exactly what so many marriages are like today. And I'm a Catholic, and there's a small exception to this rule, and I'll get into that at the end. But I think that having a real wedding ring, it signifies the importance of a marriage. And unlike a plastic wedding band, a real band is strong, it's durable, and it's one of a kind. You're never going to get the same one. And it's not always, I just have a bunch of notes, so I'm reading, but it's not always convenient, but it's unique, and it reminds you of your marriage. And it reminds you of the person that you love. It's not really as much of a sign to other people. I mean, it is in a way, but my wedding ring doesn't mean so much because it's a sign to everybody else in the world. It's a sign of my love and commitment to my wife. And it's a reminder that she is special. And it's a reminder of what we have and that it's special. And that is not something I can buy off of Amazon for 3 for $20. It's one of a kind, and I only got one. With wedding bands, with real ones, you have to be really particular about the one you choose because you're going to have it forever. You can't just get another one because it goes out of style or it breaks or it's not the right color or it doesn't go with the outfit that you picked that time, so you're going to pick another one. You have one. It's the exact same thing with marriage, right? You pick a spouse and you pick the right one and you stay with them forever. They're not replaceable. You don't get divorced because it's inconvenient. There's no return policy. It's forever. You make a promise. You make a commitment that I'm going to wear this ring forever until death do us part. And only until death does us part, we will remain married in good times and in bad. And also, and this probably happens rarely, but if you do happen to get a wedding ring, right, say this probably does happen. If you get a wedding ring or your spouse gets a wedding ring and you don't really you would have changed a little something, you'll probably end up liking it more and more and more over time because it becomes less and less of what it actually looks like, and it becomes more and more about what it represents. And in the same way, as a couple gets older and you get just aged and I guess ugly in a way, but there's beauty in age, and it, my wife and I, we're going to be old and saggy someday, and I'm not going to be a good-looking dude. I'm going to be old and saggy. And I might be a good-looking guy for an older guy, but I'm going to be an old dude. I'm going to be saggy. you know? But at that point, it doesn't matter, right? We're so far past like the physical attraction, and we'll still be physically attracted to one another, but it's going to go so much deeper. And in the same way, a wedding ring, it's so much more than just the looks. Again, it's what it represents. Another thing too is if you lose a real wedding ring, you're devastated. I mean, you go searching for it forever. You do everything you can to try and find it. And if you can't, it's the thing that you lost forever. It's the thing that you can never get back. And in the same way, marriage, if you screw it up and you lose it, you'll probably think about it forever, you know? If you have any type of like right moral mind, you think about divorce and you think about if you're the one that screwed it up, it should bother you. Marriage is not something that should be easily thrown away. Neither is a wedding ring. You put it on, you keep it on forever. And on top of that, this kind of goes towards the dudes, but you better not return it. You better not return it for another one, guys, right? Would you ever return your wedding ring? No, right? Because your wife would castrate you. You'd be in trouble. You'd be in big, big trouble for a long time if you ever returned your ring. And in the same way, if I ever returned my wife, I'd be in really big trouble for a really long time. I'd be in a dark place, you know, and it'd be really hard for me to get out of it. So the one exception to this, right, and I'll use another analogy to explain it. There's very few exceptions where I do believe that a plastic ring does make sense. And one of them, and I've experienced this, is I was into rock climbing for a while. And if you rock climb with an actual wedding ring, if you slip and your ring gets caught, it can scrape your finger and it will literally skin your finger like right off the bone. So in the same way in marriage, right, if it's unsafe for you to stay in marriage, if you have to return the marriage, if you have to return the ring, it better be because it's unsafe for you mentally or physically or for some other like major reason, right? And that's why the church has annulments. They realize that there are special circumstances, but they're very, very rare. And the problem is that today, most people get a wedding band for like comfort, or, you know, they're not responsible enough. So they're like, oh, I don't want to lose my real one. Or I don't know, whatever the million reasons people get a plastic wedding band nowadays because they don't want to wear their real one. On the counter side, you know, it should only be done in the rarest of circumstances. And there are a couple reasons to wear a plastic wedding band that are good, you know, and all of this can kind of be disregarded. You can disregard this whole argument and have your own reason, and it doesn't mean that you have a bad marriage at all. You can have a rock solid marriage, a really Catholic marriage, and for whatever reason you like plastic wedding rings. Cool. I'm not saying that like that's a bad thing. What I am saying is that I think a lot of people who don't value marriage a whole lot throw on the plastic wedding ring because they don't really appreciate the symbolism of their wedding ring. And symbols are important, right? It's the reason that the American flag has so much value. It's just a flag, but it's a symbol. And what does it represent? It represents the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of men that have died defending it. That's what it represents. It represents all of the pain and all of the heartache that has gone into building this country. That's what the flag represents. It's a symbol, but symbols mean something. They're not something that you can easily throw away. And so that's why wedding rings, you should wear them. You should take pride in them. And at the end of your life, at the end of your marriage, if you do ever take it off, it will be worn and it will be tarnished. Just like you'll be worn and you'll be tarnished. Because marriage can be really stressful sometimes. But it'll be beautiful in its own way. Because it will signify everything that you went through with your spouse. And that's not something to be thrown away. And that's not something to be replaced or put off to the side. So appreciate your ring, right? Wear it with pride. Wear it with pride. And do not lightly replace it with a plastic ring that means nothing. When you're old and the beauty of your ring and your beauty as a person kind of fades away, the physical beauty, you'll be able to look at your ring and it's going to be a sign of your commitment, your loyalty to your spouse, and you're going to say, I never took it off, you know? And that means a hell of a lot more than the comfort of a plastic band, because sometimes it makes your fingers sweat or sometimes you just don't like wearing it. I think this analogy is great for how society views marriage today. And I do see it as a sign that, you know, people do easily throw away the symbol of their marriage. They cast it aside, you know, and they don't throw it away, but they stick it in a drawer. This is a very important symbol of your marriage. So take it seriously, wear it with pride, and don't replace it with a plastic wedding ring unless you absolutely have to. And even then, wear it as often as you can. And then when you're old, it'll be old and tarnished just like you, and it'll be beautiful. With that, stay safe, live free, and until next time, God bless you. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.